welcome to my Freestyle Fridays. That's what I'm calling it. Freestyle Friday. I'm calling it Freestyle Friday. Um, there's no particular subject. Um, it's just gonna be what it's gonna be. So whatever comes up is what we're gonna talk about. One of the things I want to talk about is why these women are so mad at men for voting for Trump. Trying to figure out what their beef is. I don't get it. What they mad about? You know, we know why we did what we did because it made sense. But what's going on, YouTube? Talk to him. Talk to a brother out there. Let me know what's going on in your life. God is good. God is great. God bless y'all. Yeah, just tinkling around with some stuff. Well, it's a beautiful time in this country. You know, what's up, Chris? For real, how you doing? How's everything? Welcome to the show. Welcome to Freestyle Fridays. See what we can talk about. Yeah, I was just mentioning about a little bit about why these women are mad at men for voting for Trump. I'm trying to figure out what they're angry about. The men that voted for Trump know why they voted for Trump. They voted for Trump because they wanted to stay out of wars. They voted for Trump because, they didn't want to see men going into women's sports. They voted for Trump because they didn't want men going into women's bathrooms. And the list goes on of why us men voted the way we voted. Not all men. There's a lot of men that voted for Kamala Harris. I don't understand why 92% of women voted for her. I just, black women that voted for her, like, y'all really did not pay attention to anything that was going on in this country at all. And they voted for her. I just don't understand why. Like, all right, for women that out here in America, and they are this is my thing about that is, okay, you got women out here that when we around that COVID time or whatever, a lot of these women went out there and they bought firearms. A whole lot of women went and bought firearms, right? And after they went and purchased these firearms, of course you want to be able to keep your firearm, be able to conceal carry whenever you are, whatever case may be. But these very same women, yeah, it is. But these very same women went and voted I'm not from America, so where am I from? I'm not from America. Anyway, but these very same women that voted for her don't realize that she was trying to take away your right to carry. She was trying to take away your guns. But yet women voted for her. And my thing is this, when you're dealing with somebody that's like you're female and you out in the streets and you're out and about or whatever case may be, and unfortunately you got crazy people out here, and some man tries to do something crazy to you, that gun is the equalizer. And you voted for a woman that wants to take that away from you, your ability to protect yourself. So I didn't understand why these women even thought that it was a good idea to vote for her. I just didn't get it. Then you voted for a woman who says it's okay if men go into the bathroom with you. But y'all voted for her. Y'all voted for a woman that said it's okay for men to go into y'all sports and beat the crap out of you. But y'all voted for. I don't get it. I just don't get it. It just doesn't make sense to me at all. Why would women on any scale vote for a woman that's trying to do everything against you? That's why I said a lot of these women are voted, but they're voting to their own demise because it doesn't make sense why y'all vote that way. But in America, you have the right to vote for whoever you want. And for those that are on this live, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button. I appreciate it very, very much. I'm having a conversation. Basically, for those that voted for Kamala Harris, tell me why y'all voted for her. If you're on this live and you voted for Kamala Harris, tell me why you voted for her. I know why I voted for Trump. I want to know why y'all voted for Kamala Harris. If you on this live. It just because I really would like to know. Like, I'm looking for some solid answers. Let me know. I mean, and that's why I voted. I voted to make sure that my kids, grandkids, my nephews, nieces, those that are of fighting military age, to keep them out of wars, because I knew that the time that Trump was in office, there was no new wars. So, and I noticed that he was trying to keep the peace. That's why I voted for Trump. And the economy and all the other factors in there, I voted for Trump because of strong economy. Yes, they are. I voted for Trump because we have a strong economy. And who? Ant Dog? Okay. Because I can. That's why I'm on YouTube running my mouth, because that's what YouTube is for you to run your mouth. Anyway. So, like I said, I would like to know why they voted for it. You know what I mean? I would like to know why they voted for it, because it just, for me, I'm trying to figure out what was your reasoning? What was your reasoning for voting for it? Yes, Trump 2024. Hello, what's up? How y'all doing? Was that Gavin? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, if you just got on this live, you're not sure of what's going on. I want to know if for the people that voted for Kamala Harris, if you on here, why did y'all vote for that? Because for those that voted for Trump, anytime I ask them a question of why they voted for Trump, you get a list of whys. This, that, economy, border, keeping women, men out of women's sports, all of that stuff. You just get a long, long list of why the people that voted for Trump. But I never get anything solid from nobody that's voted for Kamala Harris. Every time I talk to them, they always somehow or another related to what they don't like about Trump. But that's not helping your candidate or saying why you voted for your candidate. It just keeps telling me about why you hate Trump. My thing is, you don't even know him to be hating somebody. How do you hate somebody you don't know? Oh man. Anyway, yeah, like I said, so that's why I was asking people, if you voted for Kamala Harris, what was your reason for it? You know what I mean? And that's what I don't understand why women, honestly, but I wouldn't understand why women would vote for a woman politician who's trying to take your guns. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of women out here that are single women. And unfortunately, there are people out here that are crazy. Now, if you're a single woman, you're raising your children, you got a house, you got whatever, you live by yourself, or whatever case may be, and you got to be out and about, I think you should have a firearm. I think you should get your license to carry. All right, cool, man. I appreciate you being on the live, though. I think you should get your license to carry, and I think you should be good with it. That way, if a man comes along and try to do something to you, you're right, Christopher. They ain't taking mine either. If a man comes along and try to do something to you, you got a way to protect yourself. But then these very same women went and voted for a woman who's trying to take away that right. And I know that a lot of these women probably didn't even think that far into it. They probably didn't even know about all of that. When you watch stuff like The View and MSNBC and stuff like that, and some of the stuff that comes out of their mouth, they don't really look at both sides of the spectrum. Kamala Harris is trying to take away people's guns. She's been doing that for years. She literally over in California, just basically was trying to go in people's houses and find out where your guns is at. And this is what she's been pushing. And when you have a politician that pushes to try to take away people's right to keep and bear arms, you need not vote for them. Because at that point, you're trying to be a tyrant. And one thing you should not do is allow yourself to vote for those type of people. Anytime you hear politicians start talking about taking away your guns, your ability to defend yourself, all of that stuff, you need not vote for those politicians. And all they do really at the end of the day is try to fear people into voting for them. Oh, well, you know what? You should be, you don't need a gun. You don't need this. You don't need that. We live in a world where criminals are. And criminals don't care about laws. They don't care about none of the rules y'all talking about. They don't care about laws. If they obeyed laws, we wouldn't have prisons. Simple as that. And for people that's, oh, well, you know what? No, I'm telling y'all right now, you should not vote for any politician. I don't care if they're Democrat. I don't care if they're Republican. It does not matter. The minute they start talking about taking away your guns, banning certain weapons, anything of that fashion, you need to not vote for them, because at that point, they're showing you I think it's lies. I understand what you mean by that. They're showing you that they're not that they want to control your life. And for black people, more so, knowing that most of the history of slavery, why would not you and yourself not vote for somebody that way? Because why would you put yourself in a predicament where the government can come around and control your life and tell you what to do? At that point, you have no way to defend yourself against slavery if it ever tried to reintroduce itself in America. How you going to defend yourself if you have if you don't have access to the most powerful weapons possible? How you going to defend yourself? And I know people say, oh, the military, this and that military. It doesn't matter. Everybody dies and everybody bleeds. So it doesn't matter how much weapons you have. I'd rather have the best weapons possible to be able to defend myself than not have no weapon at all. And where you taking a kitchen knife to a gunfight. It doesn't even make sense. That's why politicians should not be even talking about banning guns, taking away guns, or anything of that fashion. That conversation is off the table because our Constitution says it shall not be infringed. And in order to keep your freedom of speech, you got to be able to protect yourself against government tyranny. Simple as that. And I know some people don't like the conversation about guns, but I always tell people, before you start talking about guns and we need to ban weapons and stuff like that, go educate yourself on the subject first. Go educate yourself on the subject first. Because a lot of stuff that comes out of their mouth, a lot of stuff that comes out of their mouth, they don't really realize what they be talking about. You know what I'm saying? And like, take The View. One time watching The View, they talk about hunting, and they said if you shoot a deer with an AR-15, you're going to destroy the deer, and there won't be no deer left. Now, anybody that ever hunted, I've never been hunting, but I watch hunting shows all the time. If you shoot a deer with an AR-15, the deer just going to die at some point. That's it. But they said the deer is going to, the deer's going to be destroyed, and there won't be no deer left. Like, how? And no one on that show corrected them. Like, that's how idiotic these women are sometimes. No one on that show turned around and said, you know, what you said didn't make sense. They just let them say it. And they do the View does that a lot. I'm like, man, their point of view must be allowed to be stupid, because that didn't even make sense to me. I'm like, I don't even think you had to be mostly very educated in what guns do to know that an AR-15 is not going to destroy a deer where there's no deer left. Like, that don't even make sense. What will be the point of hunting with an AR-15 if you ain't gonna have the food to eat after the fact? You're not making sense. But, whatever. I mean, and if you on this live and you voted for Trump, give me a couple of reasons why you did. I mean, I was asking the people that if there's somebody on there that voted for Kamala, what was their reason behind it, or whatever case may be. What's up, bro? What's going on? I'm doing good, man. Thanks. I appreciate you. I really do appreciate you. Yeah, I was just asking people. I probably won't find nobody on here that did vote for Kamala, but I just wanted to get an idea why they voted for her, man, because it just doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, I appreciate your support too. I really do. But like I said, I just, I'm at the end of the day, I'm so excited. I am. I'm very excited. I mean, the funny thing is, my next door neighbor, like, I had my Trump flags and stuff out there, my Trump signs. I eventually took them all down, and kind of packed my stuff away. But my next door neighbor, 2 doors down, still have her Kamala Harris signs up, and I'm like, sometimes I want to say that you do know the election is over with, right? But yeah, she still has them up. It's just funny to me. It's just hilarious. But it is what it is. But what's up, Mike in the building? Welcome, bro. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, it's just hilarious to me that But again, hit that like, subscribe button. I appreciate y'all. This is Friday, and I'm calling this Freestyle Friday. There is, I'm just kind of flowing off of the energy that I get from for those that are on this live. I just want to see where y'all at, what y'all talking about, what your subject, whatever. But my subject personally was, why these women are mad at men for voting for Trump. And I explained a little earlier in the live why we voted for Trump. We got a list of reasons, the border, the economy, men out of women's sports. The list just goes on. The list just goes on and on and on and on why we voted for Trump. But I can't get out of any Kamala Harris voters other than they want to be able to kill babies. Oh, you okay, Chris, for real? I'm gonna be honest with you. I wanted that border. I'm like you, Chris, for real. I wanted that border closed. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wanted that border closed. I mean, the economy was a big one with me. All right, Elon Musk buying what? All right, I don't know. I didn't know nothing about that. He buying what? MS? And ABC, you know what? I did get a wind of that, but I don't know exactly. I mean, I hope he do. I'm not too sure if he did or not, but I hope so. Because Elon Musk believe in free speech, and that's why I got a lot of respect for him. I love him. I love what he did, and I love him. I love the fact that he got involved with Trump. And and my thing is that was one I did not expect, because at some point Trump was, I ain't gonna say he was against electric cars, but he was against the way the Biden administration was trying to push the agenda of everybody driving these cars, knowing that was not a good idea. It was a horrible idea. Now, if you want an electric car, and I think if you want one and you like the idea of having that's fine, great. And I think that's what it is. Yeah, Elon Musk is a beast. Yes, he is. I got a lot of respect for him. I really do. I appreciate him. I'm gonna be honest with you, he was a big factor in saving this country. And if he buys ABC and those other TV networks, that would be awesome. Because maybe then we can get some real news again. You ain't got to be calling it fake news no more. And speaking of fake news, I was watching, was it MSNBC? One of them. Man, that wasn't no fight. All right, RJ, honestly speaking, I did not watch it. I had no intentions of watching it. When I found, I think it was scripted. Honestly, that's just me. All right, listen, I did not watch it. And this is why I did not watch it. I'm like, first of all, I like Mike Tyson. And I had a conversation with somebody about this. And I said, no, I'm not going to watch it. I have no intentions of watching it. I said, because I don't want to watch Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson almost 60 years old. Why is he fighting a 27-year-old? He's not supposed. I want him to win, but he's not supposed to win that fight. But regardless of that, but here's a bigger thing. I don't know how much people know about Mike Tyson, but I love Mike Tyson after boxing by far more than I like Mike Tyson as a fighter. I have so much. When you listen to Mike Tyson talk and his wisdom and his knowledge of the sport and those things, I feed off of that by far more. I mean, I loved him as a boxer. I think he was awesome as a boxer. But I think I like Mike Tyson as just a sit down, watch him talk and listen to some of the stuff that he say by far more than boxing. You can't help but love Mike Tyson. I'm sorry. Even though he had some crazy stuff happening in his life and some good stuff like that and some bad, but oh, really? I'm surprised I did, because I usually screw up people's names. I usually do. I'm usually vicious in screwing up some name, but I'm glad I did that one. Got that one right. And honestly speaking, sad to say, is I'm like, now I'm looking at the name like, hopefully I don't get it wrong the second time. But I appreciate you being on this live, man. I really do. But yeah, I love Mike Tyson, man. I think when I started really, my oldest brother is the one who made me kind of pay more attention to Mike Tyson, the knowledge of Mike Tyson. And I don't think there's anybody that know boxing, the sport in and out, from front to back about boxing like Mike Tyson does, man. And if you never listen to Mike Tyson talk or just listen to him, his knowledge about the sport of boxing, I would suggest you really get to know that part of Mike Tyson beyond just him, destroying people in the ring. But I didn't want to watch that fight. I have respect for that man, and I just like, why is he getting in the ring? But I know why he got in the ring. $20 million. That's why he got in the ring. I would have did it too. $20 million. I would have gotten in the ring with. I would have gotten. No, I still wouldn't have gotten in the ring with Mike Tyson. I'm sorry. I had to think about that one. If it was Mike Tyson on the other side of that, even though he almost 69, I ain't getting in the ring with him. Because it only take one punch, and that just might end my life right there. I didn't watch too many Mike Tyson fights to even want to get in the ring with him, even at the age of 60. But, I think it was scripted. I really do. But here's the thing. Mike Tyson made $20 million. Jake Paul made $40 million. Netflix probably made tons of money off of that. So at the end of the day, it was a smart business move that tricked a lot of people, I think. That's just my opinion on it. But take it for what it's worth. But like you say, like my page say, Ron's opinion don't matter. So, but I'm glad he made some money. I'm glad Mike Tyson made some money because, I don't know where his finances at, but at least he got some more bread to take care of his family because Mike Tyson loves his family. When you say the outrage about the election, you talking about like the B4 movement where these women are shaving their heads and mad at the men for voting for him. Voting for Trump and stuff like that. When you say the beef, so I'm trying to get it. Oh, with the LGBT, you know what? They could be mad. At the end of the day, they could be mad. I do not care. I don't feel no type of way. You're gonna get that in the elections. People gonna get mad. They're gonna feel some kind of way. But my thing is this: is that I don't have a problem with people you do what you want to do, your sexual behavior, but it should not be in Washington. And Washington should not be lobbying for this. And what people don't realize is that they wasn't just that stuff wasn't just in Washington. Washington was over in Africa. When Obama was in office, he was the first one that tried to push that on Africa, and they was like, no. Then they sent Kamala Harris back over there to try to push that on Africa again. And they was like, we're not doing that. And what people don't realize is that these other countries, when they start finding out America trying to push this agenda on them, that's why Africa and them start going to BRICS and trying to get with Putin. It was like, we don't know what America doing over there, and we don't like it. And a lot of people didn't know that was going on, that they keep pushing that agenda on everybody else. Listen, your behavior, your sexual, no one should be getting benefits based off of your sexual behavior. Because how else would you determine that that's what you are? Other than the fact that you want to be intimate with the same sex, with the same sex, men on men and women on women, which is, that's to each his own with that. But you should not be given rights because of your sexual behavior. You just shouldn't be. You can't help. You either born a male, you either born a female. That's it. And there is no in between with that one. And no one should be getting rights because, why should I be getting benefits and rights because I'm being intimate with the same sex as me? No. That don't make sense. And my thing is this: you can't produce life out of that. At the end of the day, that doesn't produce life. Even a fornicator or an adulteress, someone can produce more life. But that behavior cannot produce more life. That's why biblically God calls it abomination, because it has no purpose. It's the only thing you can get out of that is self-gratification, even if you're getting that. Because even if somebody's not married and they're having sex and stuff like that, at least they can produce life. You can't do nothing out of that. So I know at the end of the day, if you're basically destroying a race, you're destroying people because you can't produce life. And if everybody was like that, the world would end. So it doesn't make sense to me. If everybody lived like that, there will be no more people because there'll be no more children. It will end. That's how you know there's an evil intent behind it. Now, people might not like what I'm saying, but that's the truth. And that's the problem is nowadays we just refuse to tell people the truth. And then we just let them, if somebody cares about you and they really do care about you, they'll tell you the truth. They will tell you the truth. Even though they know it's going to hurt your feelings, they know it's going to really make you feel some kind of way, but they will tell you the truth. And if you have a sense of being inside of you reasonable, you'll eventually come back and appreciate that person for telling you the truth. Why? Because they really showed that they cared about you. I appreciate that. Appreciate it. And they really showed that they cared about you. That's why you should tell people as much. And sometimes it's hard to tell people the truth because you think you care about them by not telling them the truth. But if you really care about them, it probably is better that you tell them the truth and let them deal with it. Because any reasonable person gonna come back and say, "Man, when you said what you said, I ain't like it. I was mad." But then they'll eventually come back and say, "You know what? But you was right, and I had to swallow it." You know what I mean? I had to swallow. I remember years ago, a buddy of mine, we real good friend, was good friends, and I had said something to him about somebody he was dealing with. I'm gonna put it like that, and I was like, "Bro, if I was you, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I'm telling you, I wouldn't do it." And he was like, he said he was. I didn't know he was mad at me. Like he was like furiously mad at me, and he was mad at me for almost like over a year, almost. And he was like, and then eventually one day he came back. He's like, "Man, when you said it to me, I was so mad at you, bro, man." I was like, "Man, he don't know what he's talking about." Blah blah blah. He said, "Man, I held that anger for over a year." He said, "But man, that girl messed his life up." And he thought back and he was like, "Man, my buddy tried to warn me, and I didn't listen. And now I'm having all these problems." You know what I mean? So and that's why sometimes it's best to just tell people the truth. And that ain't always easy, but I think if we practice it more, we'll get better at doing it. But sometimes that is not always easy, man, to tell people the truth, even though you know it's going to hurt them and it's going to hurt them hard. But like the Bible, the truth will set you free. It'll set you free. And when you tell somebody the truth and they eventually accept it, it will help set them free too. And that's the truth of the matter. But yeah, I appreciate all y'all getting on this live. Thank y'all for hitting that like button. Thank y'all for hitting that subscribe button. Thank you for hanging out with a brother. I really do appreciate it. I really, really do. Like I always tell people, man, if nothing I said none of anything I'm talking about matters if you don't have Jesus Christ in your life. And that's the truth of the matter. And, he loves you beyond a shadow of a doubt. And he is there for you 100%. And I am living proof of that. And, a lot of time people don't realize, I'll be the first to tell you I'm far from perfect. I am far from perfect. But, God is good. When I say good, he is so, so good. And, we don't always get it right. And that's the truth of the matter. We don't always get it right. We probably never going to get it right. But I'm going to tell you, man, ain't nothing like having Jesus by your side. It ain't nothing like having Christ in your heart. It ain't nothing like having Christ by your side and knowing that the Holy Spirit is with you and helping you through this life. Because, man, this life will throw you some curveballs that you did not expect. And he will strengthen you through it all. He will strengthen you through it all. He will never leave you. He'll never forsake you. And I'm living proof of that. Yeah, I'm trying to read what you said. I'm waiting for it to pop up on the other screen. Give me a second because my phone screen is so small and tiny, it's hard to get those words in there. So I try to wait for it to pop up on the other screen. That way I can read it a little bit more clearer. But give me 1 second. Your grandpa? Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that, but, they're heroes. Wow. But they're heroes. They're definitely heroes, though. Both of them was enlisted, huh? Wow, man. My hats off to them, man. It's a shame that they was killed in war. Wow. I'm sorry to hear that, but people that put their life on the line to me are heroes, man. And people like that, like when I'm out in the street and I run across somebody that served in the military or served in some type of capacity in the Army, man, I have nothing but respect for them. When I say respect, I don't. And sometimes we don't always appreciate what they are and what the sacrifices that they really make. And so I tell people to take a deep dive and think about that. These people went out into the, join the Army, Marines, whatever level of service they are, and a lot of time, oh man, okay, was you in the service too? A lot of time people take they take it for granted what these people are sacrificing, man, and if you run across somebody, they served in some type of capacity, don't just say, oh, thank you for your service, man. Really mean it. Like, one time I was fishing and a guy, he was I think he served in the Army, and he was fishing beside me for whatever, and I noticed that his hat said Army, and I was like, I just put my fishing rod down, went over and shook his hand. I was like, man, thank you so much, and I appreciate what you did. Thank you for your service. And he was like, oh, welcome. You don't have to do that. I said, I know a lot of y'all guys say don't have to do it. I said, but I have to. I said, because me standing here being able to fish at this lake, at this river, is because of guys like you who put their lives on the line. And when I say thank you, I mean it. I want you to know I really mean it from the bottom of my heart. And not long after that, you can see his eyes water up, man. And he turned around and he said, people say that to me all the time. He said, but it's rare that you get somebody that like you really mean it. And, I meant it. And I mean it to every service. Even if you on this live right now, if you're a service member and you at any capacity, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I pray that God blesses your life through and through and through, and make your life as wonderful as possible for making that type of sacrifice for people that you don't even know. And I know you probably did it for yourself, your family, and stuff like that. But I know you also did it for people that you don't know, and it's people like you that make this country great and kept it safe as possible. And I appreciate you. I really, really do. And you said 39 going to 40. I don't know when your birthday is, but I'm gonna say happy birthday right now to you. That way I don't miss it. But yeah, I just want to say thank you guys again. Thank you. Hit that like button. Yeah, and you're welcome. You're welcome. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. I'm about to get up out of here. Again, on Fridays, I'm doing these lives this way, and I'm calling it Freestyle Friday. And I thank y'all for hanging in there, for spending some time with me. Appreciate y'all very, very much. Like and subscribe, share these videos with all. Hit that notification button. That way you get notified whenever I'm making these videos. And once again, I say, let Jesus Christ be your Lord and Savior. Peace, and y'all have a blessed day. Thank y'all for hanging out with me.